Shaq even said that Steph might be inching his way into the GOAT debate. Is he somehow clawing his way into that debate that seems to be down to 3 players, but is Steph climbing his way into that Mount Rushmore-esque area? And I'll play this quick clip by Shaq where he's giving his thoughts on that.
I'm wondering, not saying, I'm just wondering, because he's been consistently the best shooter his whole career. I'm wondering, is it time to start putting him as the best player of all time?
Best player? Over, you put him over you?
In the conversation.
I'm asking you.
Yes.
You put him over you. You yourself put Steph Curry over you.
Yeah, this is why he's my favorite player.
I'm not saying favorite. He might be my favorite too, but I'm just asking you think he's better than you.
I played 20 years, watched 20 years before that. I've never seen a guy like him. And he's doing it consistently, and he has championships.
So is Steph Curry inching his way into the GOAT debate? If yes, why? If not, what is he missing? What do you think?
All right, so just looking at my top 5 list, who he is not a part of, I'm going to give you again. LeBron, MJ, Kareem, Magic, and Duncan. Now, the reason why I said Magic Johnson is because him and Steph Curry play the same position. They don't play the same, but Magic Johnson is still regarded as the greatest point guard of all time by your boy Michael Jordan. That is correct. That is a fact.
He's right.
Yep. So right now, Curry, who has respectable and commendable accolades, 4 chips, 1 Finals MVP. I'm gonna come back to that in a second. 2 MVPs, the first unanimous MVP, which LeBron should have definitely been that, but some random voter guy wanted to vote for Carmelo Anthony, whatever. 9-time All-Star, 9-time All-NBA, 2 scoring titles, and he's known as the greatest shooter to ever walk this planet, right? That's a lot of great in his department. But he is not nowhere in that conversation yet. I think the main thing is the Finals MVPs, because when I go to my list, you got Magic with 3 MVPs, 3 Finals MVPs, right? I'm not even going to get into, of course, he still has 5 chips, 9-time All-NBA, so he's getting there in terms of his All-NBA selections. 12-time All-Star to Curry's 9. Curry still's got probably 4, 5, 6 more years maybe, depending on how long he wants to play, to get some more accolades. Then we get to Duncan, 5-time champ, 2-time Finals MVP. Kareem, 6-time champ, 6-time MVP, 2-time Finals MVP, 6-time chips, 6 chips for MJ, we already know, 6 Finals MVPs. LeBron, 4 chips, 4 Finals MVPs. Everybody on my list everybody on my list has at least 2 Finals MVPs. Steph Curry only has 1, right? So that's one of the main things that puts him apart from these guys, because you need to go, yes, he's got 4 chips, but 2 of those chips, he wasn't the best player on his own team. That was Kevin Durant. So when you look at that and people play this revisionist history game later down his career, they're not going to see, Steph has maybe 6 chips, but then when they see that he's only got 2 Finals MVPs or 1 Finals MVP, if he gets that, up to 6 chips, who has he been playing with? Why does he have 6 rings but barely any Finals MVPs, right? And then, but you look at MJ, Bron, Kobe, Kareem, these guys were the guys for their team. Like when the game was close, that ball was going to them. And that was for Steph for, majority of his career. But when he was going up against LeBron, they needed Kevin Durant. They needed someone who could match LeBron to go toe-to-toe with him. So when it came down to the final moments, Steph Curry wasn't shaking in his boots and throwing up a bunch of 40-footers and hitting the broad side of a barn. All right? And that's just what it is. He needs some more accolades and definitely more Finals MVPs before he's even in the discussion for a top 5, let alone a GOAT debate.
Okay. Interesting take. It's a little different than mine, but when you think about the GOAT, you think about certain criteria. You went a little different ways than I did with that, but I think of leadership. Steph has that. He was, even with Kevin Durant, you say Kevin Durant was the best player, but who was the head of the snake of that? It was still Steph's team. It was never Kevin Durant and the Warriors. It was Steph Curry and the Warriors. So he has the leadership. Yes. And then you think about...
Go back and watch them series? Because we
can talk about the series, but I'm saying that was still Steph's team.
It was his team, but he was...
Yeah, so he was the leader of that. Mike was the leader of his teams. LeBron's leader of his teams for the most part.
But there ain't no way. You put LeBron in that situation, right? If LeBron had, somebody like a Kevin Durant, and he outperformed him because Kevin Durant did outperform Curry in those finals, and let someone else win Finals MVP, and then you try to put LeBron's name in a GOAT debate. You know how people would eviscerate that man? You can't even put Curry in the GOAT debate because half of his chips.
Oh, come on now.
Gift wrapped, hand delivered from Kevin Durant himself.
But I could say one of LeBron's chips was the same because Adam Silver suspended Draymond Green, basically gave them another ring.
And what has Draymond Green been doing since? He's been proving Adam Silver right. This man kicking people in the groins.
Anyway, Steph was the leader, and is the leader of the Golden State Warriors. So he gets a check there. Has he changed the game? Absolutely. You go to any basketball game now, you have a bunch of mini Stephs out there, high school, middle school, AAU. You see everyone shooting a three from half court, trying to emulate Steph Curry. So there's a check. Does he have rings? Check. Does he have accolades? I said two-time MVP. He's made history by having the most three-point corners of all time. He did that in short order too. He's very young when he did it. So there's a check there. So your knock was he doesn't have enough Finals MVP. Mine is defense. He's been lucky. He's been surrounded by stellar defenders. He's had Clay, Draymond, Andre Iguodala. Those guys can, and I think he did have 1 year where he was the steals leader, but I think that's a stat that's kind of misleading because Allen Iverson has never been known for his defense, and he's won a steals title, so that's not something to brag about. But I just think of it like this: for any of those players in the GOAT debate, if it's game 7, 10 seconds left, are you going to pick Steph to guard the opposing team's best player and have any kind of assurance that he's going to get a stop?
No.
Okay. How about Mike? If I say put Mike on him, you feel a little better?
Yeah, obviously.
LeBron?
Yes.
Kareem?
Yeah,
it depends on the player, but
I don't want to see Kareem on Steph Curry.
But Kareem, 10 3 seconds left. Kareem can do enough on a smaller guy to make them adjust.
Yeah, that man Kareem getting barbecued, dog.
Come on. Well, either way, Kareem has some plenty of all defensive nods. So that's my biggest knock. That's the only reason I would say Steph is not quite in that debate, but he checks every other box to me. And
you're good with one Finals MVP?
Yeah,
the GOAT debate. Come on.
The GOAT debate, yeah. I'm okay with one Finals MVP. What? Because of how he's changed the entire game of basketball. You can't overlook that.
But we talking about the greatest player
but you can't
to
overlook
ever
that.
play.
You can't overlook that.
That would mean you're okay with comparing him to Michael Jordan?
He ain't there yet. But I'm just saying he's not there yet. He's close.
But you're okay with one. So you're telling me if he finishes his career with one Finals MVP, you're good with that?
It depends on what else he does in that time frame.
Answer the question, Chuck.
I said it depends on how he finishes out his career.
So give me your ideal scenario then. How you think he finishes his career out that you think he's compared
I think he can. I don't know if he can carry the Golden State to another championship, but I think he can become a bona fide role player like a Jason Kidd on another team. He can go to another team, be a spot-up shooter, contribute that way, and finish his career with maybe 1 or 2 more rings. Look at all he's done in his career. Okay, so he, like I said, anybody that's changed the game, he's got rings, he's got accolades, he's made history. Why would he not be considered one of the greats?
He only got 2 MVPs, man, and only 1 Finals MVP.
How many does Duncan have? How many does Kobe have? Kobe has 1.
Listen, okay.
Kobe has 1 MVP.
And he's got 5 of these things, man. Chips.
Okay. Well,
everybody reveres Kobe Bryant.
Steph has 4. He's just 1 off.
Yeah. But we're talking about comparing him to the GOATs, right? The MJ Mike debate, MJ LeBron. You want to put Curry in there? His accolades pale in comparison to both of them. Not just MJ. He ain't even gonna catch Bron. And you got Bron at number what, 3? Number 2, whatever.
I mean,
whatever crazy thing that you said.
He's got a chance to catch Bron. I'll just say that.
In what world? He's the all-time scoring leader. Are you insane?
Well, he's the all-time 3-point.
That don't mean nothing.
3 points made,
but put that in perspective. He has made the most 3-pointers in the entire NBA, and still is nowhere close to how many points LeBron has. Let that sink in.
Well, how many more years has LeBron played than Steph?
I'm just saying, though. We talking about the all-time 3 shooter. Threes are worth more than 2s, right?
Yeah.
And LeBron's still miles ahead of him.
But also, and this is taking it to another level, but we're going to switch to something else here in a second. But like I said, Steph early in his career missed a lot of games because of ankle.
That ain't Bron's fault, and that ain't...
Well, that's why he doesn't have all the points that LeBron has. But if he plays as many years as LeBron, I'm sure he can make that gap a lot smaller.
I mean, there's a lot of ifs in the NBA that we ain't gonna ever see.
Okay.
You know,
Well, his career is not over.
Get hurt. So. What about what if Shaq and Kobe never broke that duo up? What would they have done? We'll never know. All we can do is look at what's plenty. And what we got in front of us.
From what I see, Steph has plenty of basketball left in him. So